Good morning everyone and welcome to the first episode of the AI Observer. My name is Matt Whitmore and today we're going to be running through how to create your own customized chatbot in under 10 minutes. Let's go. So first things first, on the left hand panel here we'll see the explore function. This is essentially the area where we'll first go to build our own GPT. Now here we have two options. One is to create our own GPT, which we're going to be doing today, and the second option is to access from a wide variety of template chatbots. Now these are essentially off-the-shelf products that have been designed and developed by OpenAI to essentially cover off very mundane, kind of simple day-to-day tasks and repetitive tasks that allow you to essentially get an off-the-shelf package and apply it straight away into your business. Now for today's purpose, we're going to be building our own chatbot from the start, so let's dive straight in. As we start to develop this chatbot, we first need to understand the developer environment that we're working in and the user interface that we're working with. So on the left-hand side, you will see the GPT builder. This is essentially the developer side of the app and essentially where we can create our bot, where we can configure it and essentially feed information into it that will allow us to customize it and make it bespoke to our business. On the right-hand side is an extremely useful preview panel. Now this preview panel may look a little bit bare at the moment, but essentially as we begin to develop our GPT, as we begin to add additional layers of functionality and configuration, this chatbot preview panel on the right will come to life and essentially show us exactly what our end user will be seeing once this chatbot is created. So with that being said, let's dive straight in. So on the creation panel on the left-hand side here, as we know, the builder is extremely intuitive. It's already asked us a question. It's already asked us a question to generate some ideas as to what we want this GPT builder to build. Now, in this case, we know exactly what we're trying to build today. So we say, please create an admin assistant chatbot which helps with typical company queries. Now, as we know, this development aspect is very intuitive, so it's starting to update our GPT as we've fed more information into it, and off the back of that, we'll also then start to ask some probing questions to try and refine this model and refine our GPT to be more bespoke to our business and more customized. So straight away, the builder has suggested a name for our chatbot, so it's called it the Admin Ally. For the purpose of this video, let's proceed and say, that's fine. Let's go with it. Please also create a logo for the GPT. Now this is a really interesting aspect of GPT-4 because this is a section of it that deals with DALL-E. Now DALL-E is a separate organization that deals with image generation based on text inputs. So you have the option to input your ideas in text formats and it generates images, logos, whatever the case is off the back of that. Now, because I'm using GPT-4, DALL-E is automatically integrated into the platform. It's also integrated into the configuration side of chatbots. So as we can see here, it's created a logo and a suggested kind of slogan to go with it. Do we want to go with this or do we want to try customize that and change that into something more relevant to our business? For the purpose of this episode, we're going to keep it simple and say, that's fine. Let's proceed. Awesome. Now we can see in the preview panel on the right-hand side, we've got our admin ally, we've got a logo, we've got some suggested questions. It's really starting to come together and look like a GPT. Now on the left-hand side, let's configure this a bit further. So if we go into the configuration panel, you can see the name has already been updated based on the conversation we've had in the create panel. And we can go down now and customize and tweak some of the things that we've seen on the preview panel here. Now I'm going to skip over that for now and go straight to the most important part, and that's the knowledge bank. Okay. Now essentially, what knowledge does our chatbot have? Okay. Well, essentially it's got all of the market knowledge that a typical language model has in GPT-4. So that is all information that the market is aware of up to April 2023. So there is a gap of missing information that we won't have access to. The second bit of information that gets fed into our bot is the information that we feed into it. Any company-specific documents, any company-specific presentations or knowledge, bits of knowledge that we need to feed into the chatbot, this is where we're going to do that. So under the upload file section here, that is where we're going to update any PDFs, potentially company policies, contact details for key suppliers, or whatever the case is. This is where you're going to have the option to essentially now build that into your chatbot. So with that being said, we've pretty much come to the end of our chatbot building exercise. Now, the time that you spend on this aspect of it and continue to refine and customize and build that chatbot, the time that you put into that will of course directly correlate to the output of your chatbot and how user-friendly it is to your business. So assuming that you've done all of this, we can now save, and we have the option to now publish this for use with an organization. Now, the one thing and the one drawback that I've found since creating my first chatbot is the ability to share this within your organization. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, you're able to share the link with people inside and outside your organization, but in order for them to use the chatbot, they have to be using the paid subscription ChatGPT 4. So that is one limitation that I've found at the moment. The other limitation is the knowledge bank. Okay, so for those out there that have seen this video and think, wow, I know exactly what I want to use this chatbot for, I've got loads of company information that I can put into it. The only issue there is that there is a limitation to the amount of files that we can input into our chatbot. I think at the moment that's around 12 files. Now, a quick word of advice to get around that issue is if you say perhaps got two PDFs, two one-page PDFs with company documents on, you can merge those into one document to try get around the limitation on number of files that you can input. But once again, if you're dealing with theses and massive thousands-page reports, that solution probably won't help. They do look at the data size of the files, the amount of content within those files. So if you're dealing with large files, that solution may unfortunately not help. The other limitation, which we've already touched on, is the market data that's available. And now, as we've noted, the market knowledge of GPT-4 is up to April 2023. Now, although that's really helpful and an improvement from ChatGPT 3, there's still a large amount of knowledge happening between April and the end of this year that is not incorporated into that model. So that is another disadvantage, which will hopefully be resolved as things progress. Now, as we come to the end, I want to say, what does the future look like for OpenAI? What does the future look like for bot building? Well, it's very simple. At the moment, as you've seen, there are a bunch of template GPTs available for you to use. What does the future look like? Well, it looks like a library of different GPTs that have all been custom made by various users. For example, if I create this admin chatbot assistant and I feel that this is something that can be rolled out across other organizations, I will have the ability to put that onto the online store for other users to either purchase or to use freely. So I'm really looking forward to OpenAI kind of opening this up to the rest of the world and for us to start to explore some of the other chatbots everyone else is making. But for now, hopefully that's helped you on your journey, and you've now, within under 10 minutes, have a clear and concise plan as to how to create your own ChatGPT with no coding knowledge, no IT knowledge, and no background in coding. So that's pretty much the end of our chatbot journey, guys. As we wrap things up here, I just want to say that I want to continue to develop videos like this, informative videos, to help you on your journey of AI, whilst I'm simultaneously learning at the same time. All I ask in return is to please give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a follow, and I'll continue to produce content just like this in the future. Thanks, everyone.